Hey everybody, it's Terry Hunter here, and it's February 1st, 2018, and I've been doing monthly videos based on your astrological sign, and today, this last week, didn't feel it. Thought to myself, what is going on? And then there's that lunar eclipse that happened yesterday, and I don't know about any of you, but wow, just feels like it's kicking my ass. And not that negative things are happening, it's just I feel like I'm pushing up against a lot of resistance. And I started to think about what's the commonality? You know, what is it that each one of us has, regardless of our astrological sign? What is the opportunity that's being presented here? And I started to think about, there are times when we can have our intentions set and we can carve out or think we're carving out a path, and it's just not happening. It's just not working. And I think that those are certain times to just surrender. Maybe there's things going on we can't see. Maybe there's other people, their energy. I mean, so often when we think about creating things, we only look at it from our perspective. We only think, oh, if I do this and if I do that. We don't really think about all the other people that are involved on that journey. Are they on the same page as us? Are they at the same dynamic as us? And then sometimes if we want to move forward and we're feeling like we're being pulled back, we get into frustration. Then we start looking for someone to blame, something to blame, anything to blame. I don't know if any of that's working. I don't think it is. So when I thought about this lunar eclipse, I thought, what's the commonality? What does each astrological sign, what do we have? Well, we're all humans, first of all. We're all living the human experience. And what if right now, the way the world is, the way everything's going on, what if it isn't about so much about our own intention, about our own wanting to move forward? What it is about a certain surrendering to other people's intention. Now, this is what I mean by that, okay? I'm not saying that, this guy over here wants to, create this, and so I have to give into that idea. It's more about what if this person's intention is colliding with my intention? What do I do about it? Do I go and do I do this with them? Do I try to fight it out? I don't know. I don't think that works. So at the end of the day, I guess where I'm going with this is really sometimes it's only about how we can show up to ourselves. Sometimes it's only about how we manage a situation. Sometimes that challenge is just going to be there. There's no way around it. And maybe the big win isn't from overcoming the challenge, it's how we show up during the challenge. That's what I've been thinking about. And this video, to be honest, was a challenge for me. I don't know why. I've just felt like everything is common and trite. There's a million videos going on right now about the lunar eclipse. There's a million videos focusing in on your astrological signs and February forecast and all of this. And I'm thinking to myself, those things are great, and yes, they have influence, just like the sun shining has influence over our way of being, and the rain has influence. But it's about us and how we show up for ourselves when we look in that mirror. How do you feel about yourself? So if someone's a jerk to you or somebody's an idiot to you and you're an idiot back to them, does that make you feel good? Doesn't make me feel good. All right, so here I'm going to tell you a little story. A few weeks ago, I was walking my dog to get a cup of coffee, and I saw this guy, and he was getting coffee as well, and he was obviously distracted by his day and being in a very big hurry. So I could see him. He was going to jump in his car, he was going to throw it in reverse, and he was going to pull out right in front of us. And I just waited for it, almost like a lion waiting for the gazelle in the Serengeti. And rather than stepping back, I chose to go bam, bam. And I looked at him and I go, you know what? You didn't look left. And I screamed it like 3 times. Totally didn't like myself in that moment. And yet I was completely reactionary. Well, sure enough, if this gentleman did not come up around, pull his car on the side of me, get out of it, and come right up to me. And at that point I thought, oh, he's going to scream at me. But he didn't. He said to me, I didn't look left. And in that moment, I looked at a man who took total accountability for what had happened. And I thought about how I showed up, and I was kind of embarrassed that I was so pissed off at him, frankly. And then I thought, what a beautiful picture this is painting for me right now. What a beautiful choice this man made in how to show up. And then I thought about, that's all I really have, is how do I choose to show up? How do I want to feel about me at the end of the day? And will I give myself permission for being human and losing my mind every once in a while? And then course correcting from there. So everybody, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Yes, the lunar eclipse is kicking a lot of our asses. Some of us are finding ourselves up against life changes we didn't anticipate. Some of us are finding ourselves up against life changes we did anticipate. And some of us maybe not be feeling the eclipse at all. But at the end of the day, the big thing is this: how do you want to show up in the world? Who do you want to look at in the mirror? And do you want to be proud of how you showed up, regardless of whatever anybody else does? All right, guys. That's my February forecast from Teri Hunter. If you'd like to learn more about me, book an appointment with me. If you'd like to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, I would love that. Please check out my website at www.terihunter.com. That's TERIHUNTER.com. I'll see you in a couple weeks. We have a solar eclipse coming up on the 15th. All right, guys, take care. Remember, how do you want to show up?